back, but now you got one in place. The defense.
You, how you doing, Brody? What's up, Doc? When I get off, I'm gonna whip on you. If I'm still on, but we're gonna see. I'm about that life.
They're gonna come in here like, Coach, we ain't practice on Thursdays.
There was one of these. Rich in 20 minutes. Are they sharing 8 picks? Cam was a game manager. Oh, you know what? Dang, I forgot to upload that vid. It's fine. I'll do it after this. Hope y'all doing all right this morning. Everybody having a
15-5.
Good morning. Josh Allen out of excuses. Game manager conversation.
All right, moving forward, we got to talk about.
That was fired. Eberflus. I did. Yeah. So Cam got brought up again, apparently. The whole game changer situation got brought up again. I believe twice.
After week 10,
Best available head coaches. Eberflus fired. Rather have Love or Bengals keeping Zach Taylor. Oh, they talking about some of the same topics. Okay, let's touch on this one here. Eberflus fired. They both talked about this one here. Cam is doing this for clicks. Cam says stuff, and I think he says it because he genuinely thinks it. And whoever runs his like clipping team, they do a good job of getting the clips out there, like clipping them up and getting them out there. But I think he says it because he's being genuine. But do I agree with his takes? Not wholeheartedly. Like some of the stuff he says is like a stretch, but I don't think all of it is just for clicks. But I think he knows it's gonna get clicks. But I don't think it's all. It's like Acho. Acho be rage baiting. I think some of the stuff he says he's serious about. Like his opinions are like his opinions sometimes, but that could be partially true. All right, let's see. Yeah. Oh, here we go. That right there. Bear with me. All right, we're finna get started. At this. All right, so we got the arena and Speak Easy on Eberflus getting fired. So let's go ahead and we're gonna start with Speak Easy and then transition to the arena. Actually, you know what? Switch it up because I normally start with Speak Easy. So let's start with the arena this time. Interesting. Hold on. Bear with me. Is stream good? Dang it, this is tripping. I can't even exit out. Okay, let me go to. I'm gonna change browsers. This is weird.
Back, but now you got one in place.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Bear with me. Bear with me. Sorry, y'all.
That's why I said the Daniel Fassi from the ground.
Last one. Good to go. Opera is such a good browser, but I'm leaning towards it being my laptop.
After week 10,
Cause interesting. All right.
Eberflus is gone. Wow. This is a beautiful start to the year for Skip Bayless. Maybe next he's going to win a bet with Aqib.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Shots fired maybe the playoffs. maybe one of these playoffs games he might win. You know?
Might.
Who knows?
Will.
You know, Skip, I love you. I'm sorry, Skip.
Thank
Okay, so, but let's look at the Cowboys because they had the worst scoring defense in the league this year, and 511 points allowed is the fourth most by a team in a single season in 5 years. That is what the Cowboys defense was dealing with this year. So, Skip, how happy are
What?
allowed is the fourth most by a team in a single season in 5 years. That is what the Cowboys defense was dealing with this year. So, Skip, how happy are you that he is finally fired? Eberflus is gone.
My only question is, what took us so long? I mean, we waited all the way to Tuesday. Why couldn't this at least have happened on Sunday night? I mean, come on, man. Come on, Jerry. Wake up. We allowed the most points in the National Football League for the first time in Dallas Cowboy history.
Oh, wow.
This man should have been fired during the bye week. That would have made me the happiest.
Firefox cool.
Let's go back to the bye week. It would be early November. Maybe that would have jump-started us. Maybe that would have created a little new momentum. I don't know if you know the current DB coach, David Overstreet, but just let him do it. Let somebody, just elevate somebody. It would have to be better than the guy I called Eberfraud. And Aqib, this gets me. You guys, as you watch these guys rise up the.
Am I wrong? Did Eberflus not have a good track record of coaching defenses? I could be wrong about that. But I don't know. I feel like I recall him coaching good defenses. I don't know. But I mean, you know, speaking on the Cowboys in terms of like next year, they're a few pieces away from being a real playoff team. Few pieces away.
Ranks in the National Football League. How did this happen? How did Matt Eberflus rise up to where he did? He was on Jason Garrett's staff as the linebacker coach for 9 years. So Jerry got to know him. Jerry got to like him. He speaks owner well. He's a good guy. You know, he can speak football the way owners like to speak football to coaches. And then he goes from there to Indianapolis. He gets the defensive coordinator job in Indy. He's there for 4 years. They don't win a playoff game. They don't win the division. And somehow that catapults him to become the head coach of the Chicago Bears. And he's there for 3 years, and it's a disaster. See Bears today. See what the new guy did that the old guy couldn't do.
Yeah.
And from that, he somehow gets fired, as he should have been, and Jerry brings him back as defensive coordinator. So I blame Jerry Jones once again as the owner-operator of my Dallas Cowboys. And yet, finally, my biggest takeaway from this is that the danger here is that Cowboy Nation's going to completely vilify Eberflus, like he's the scapegoat for everything that's wrong at the franchise. We still have lots of problems. Happy days are not here again because he's gone. Again, the offense struggled in several big games and key moments. Dak Prescott was upright and played all 17 games, and we still went 7-9-1. And I'm going to finish with this.
I mean, respectfully, if the defense was a little bit better, I think the Cowboys could have won 3 more games. 10 games would have been decent. 10 games probably would that have got them in the playoffs? I don't know. But yeah, if the defense was a little bit better. Dak played good this year overall, though.
I'm still not sold on Schottenheimer. I'm just not. As a motivator, as the CEO of the franchise, I didn't see this team respond game after game after game.
How y'all feel about Schottenheimer? I'm cool with him so far.
Ready to play. I saw them not show up for games at Chicago, against Arizona on Monday night at home, against J.J. McCarthy on a Sunday night at home, at Denver. We didn't show up. I know you're really good, but we just didn't show up. We were non-competitive in that game. And then the key game, the turning point of the year, was that Thursday night game at Detroit. We just didn't show up. Is that all Eberfraud's fault? I can't blame him completely.
Eberfraud.
I don't want to demonize him for all the problems of the franchise. Am I glad he's gone? I don't know how he got hired in the first place.
Ooh.
So happy days are not here again. He left a lot of problems behind, but am I glad he's, yeah. I mean, I don't know how he got a job in the first place.
I'm pleased with the decision. I ain't tripping at all. I sat on this couch and said it all year.
You did.
That defense is the reason
That last minute Parsons trade didn't help. I mean, does it really look that bad? Like in hindsight, I don't know. You know, I don't think the Parsons trade really looked that bad. To be determined. You know, we're gonna see what they do with them picks.
Cowboys is not in the playoffs. I think if you got a good defensive coordinator, if they got a semi middle of the pack defense, they get 4 more wins. It was a lot of games where the offense just needed a little help. Give them a little help, and they'll be able to win this game at the end. They'll be up 11 wins, maybe 10 wins. They might be in the playoff, a wild card situation, or maybe battling Philly. Maybe Philly, they won't be able to rest their starters at the end of the year. So I think I'm good with the decision, man. That defense was bad. You already put the stats out there, man. They last in the league. Eberflus scheme, you got the players looking bad because you got a scheme and you just throw anybody into your scheme. See, good D coordinators don't do that. Good D coordinators got a well-rounded bag like Wade. He gonna have you doing what you do best. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna have Keeb, Roby, and Chris playing off zone all day. He won't have us doing that. He let us play man. He gonna make sure Bub is blitzing. He a great fucking blitzer. He gonna make sure the majority of my blitz is gonna include him. You know what I'm saying? And when it's
that's how a lot of players talk about Andy Reid or good coaches in general. You know, they're gonna have the system tailored to their players. I feel like Bill Belichick, his system was more so tailored to his system, and it's just do your job. That's it. but everybody is not elite defensive mind like that. Like just realistically, it's just everybody not that.
Look like he blitzing, then he'll drop off, do what he do. So, man, I think they need to bring in a guy. They got the pieces there, in my opinion. The majority of the pieces. Y'all need a corner. Diggs gone. Probably need a safety. Probably need a linebacker. The edge guys can hold it down. You can get some depth late in the draft.
They need multiple corners. I like Ravel. I like Bland, but you need to go heavy at corner and just see iron sharpens iron. A bunch of guys in there and see who comes out at the end of the end of training camp and who's y'all starter. But I will go heavy at DB.
At the edge, but I feel like with the paper they got this offseason, with the draft they got top 12, number 12 pick, a late first round pick. Both of those should be defensive starters. You got money to go get a dog ass edge. You know what I'm saying? You got the trenches. The inside is there. You got some linebackers who really there. You might add another young guy, but I feel like they got the pieces, man. They got to bring in a DC who can cook it up. Guy who know what he's doing, who can cook it up, man. Like I said, Brian Flores probably get a head job. If he don't get a head job, he may be the guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it, man. I think with a DC, the Cowboys, they for sure a 11, 12 win team, a playoff team for sure.
Okay. Would you re-sign Jadeveon Clowney, blast from the past?
Easy.
Came out of nowhere.
Easy.
At making $3.5 million, just fighting for his NFL life, and all of a sudden he led them in sacks.
That's why I would re-sign him because I don't got to play him.
More though.
Not that much more. How much more? 1 year what?
Probably 8.
Yeah, 8. That ain't shit.
I've been reading that he could command on the open. He's a free agent. He could command $20 million a year.
Nah, fuck no.
Well, as an edge
What?
rusher, fuck no. He got 8.5
$20 million is crazy.
Man.
Bro probably was in the training room every day.
Yeah, I'm finna say he missed a few of the when they really needed him.
It's that behind the scenes shit that we don't see. If you're in the training room every day, you're not getting a dub.
Yeah.
If you that age, you're in the training room every day, he $10 million at the max, 8 to 10. Yeah. That's why I would re-sign him.
32. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I would re-sign him because you still productive. You know what I'm saying? Low maintenance. I don't really
He definitely a keep
pay
though.
you that much. I had Clowney on one edge, and I go
get another one, young boy.
I go get a free agent, whoever the coldest one I can get.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him put.
I would do that too, because I mean they got Izuraku still there. You still got Sam Williams plays DN, right? So you still got him. Re-sign Clowney, get you another free agent DN, maybe draft another one in the later rounds, or you can really hit on some undrafted free agents, bro. A lot of these teams don't really scout that great because I be wondering how some of these dudes be sliding, but you can. I think their defense is very fixable, very, very fixable. What's up, Nick? You seen Morris got interviews with Cardinals, Giants, and Titans? No, I did not see that. Interesting. How you doing, MJ?
I'm on the other edge. Draft a safety, draft a linebacker, draft a corner. Get a DC who could cook it up, man.
See, your DC's already working hard.
I'm
He's
telling
already got
you, man,
the draft
hey.
plan going. He's ready.
Got to. You
Call
gotta
me,
have
Gary.
a leader in the secondary too.
Yeah, TJ, how do you feel about this decision?
It was obvious. It was in the making. Like Skip said, it should have been done like when Dayball got fired. It should have been done mid-season. I don't even know why they waited
mid-season.
to the end of the year. But they have been.
I think the cop-out was the players are bad. You know what I mean? Which, I mean, you could argue. But a really good DC does know. A really good coach, just in general, knows how to get the most out of his players. He knows how to play them to their strengths. Knows how to put them in the best situations to make them look good and to make the defense look good. And it goes both ways.
Yes,
sir.
The hinder in the Cowboys and why they weren't successful. I was actually in Cleveland when Flus was the linebacker coach my rookie year, right? So we had a pretty veteran team. Mangini had brought a lot of vets over from New York when he was with the Jets. So. And like Chris Golkong, Scott Fujita was our linebacker, DeQuell Jackson, Eric Barton was over there. And from the outside, or being in that same defense, but in a different position room, it just seemed very lax, very friendly, very, I wouldn't say unfocused from the players, but an unfocused phase of our defense at that time. And if you have a D coordinator, you have to be and pay so much attention to detail, especially at the linebacker position. So that just seems to bleed over into the complete defense of the Dallas Cowboys. And in Chicago, there's the complete team, right? Very lack of focus, not detail-oriented.
Yep.
And that's why you produce losses, and that's why you produce the worst defense in the league.
Easy.
And it was time for him to go. Very good guy,
He's a
friendly
good
coach.
guy. Yep.
Like you said, he speaks owner language,
does.
GM
Speaks
language,
owner.
because
Yep.
he's easy to get along with. But that doesn't make you a good coach. And it's obviously something he's doing is not making him productive. And
The Browns OC is interviewing for the Browns head coach job. Yeah, I don't know about that one. If they do that, that's just that stuff like that don't make sense to me. And we were bad offensively this year. I mean, maybe they're doing it just for optics, We got to make it look good, Or we're going to give him an interview, Just to give him one, But like, if we did bad offensively this year, why would you want to hire somebody who was in charge of that, But I guess
his players don't respond well.
They don't.
At all. So he had to go, man. He had to go. They need to hire my dog Leave so I could get the DB coach.
Respect, man.
You know what I'm saying? Bring
See, I'm
no
coming-
feedback.
You going
with them?
See, I'm gonna come in there very. I'm gonna come in there very.
Wait a
You know what I'm
minute.
saying?
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna come.
All right, let's go ahead and see what Big Easy talking about on this one here. Let's see where they at. Eberflus.
Defensive coordinator, a top 3 to 5 defensive coordinator. I believe the Cowboys can get to it.
Bushin, we got to talk about the greatest team to ever step foot on the football field. America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. We made a great decision today. We let go of defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus. We told him, take that shit back to Chicago. Look, they're now going to be going on their 4th defensive coordinator in 4 years after moving on from Mike Zimmer last season, now Matt Eberflus, and the season before, two seasons ago, Dan Quinn. Fellas, do you guys think the Dallas Cowboys made the right decision in letting go of Matt Eberflus? And then also, does this firing make my Dallas Cowboys real contenders next season?
The firing doesn't. It's the hiring that does. And I believe the Dallas Cowboys are about to make the most pivotal decision I would suggest of Dak Prescott's career, because you're now coming into the tail end of Dak Prescott's prime. If you go hire a Brian Flores caliber defensive coordinator, a top 3 to 5 defensive coordinator, I believe the Cowboys can get to a Super Bowl. And I don't say that flippantly. But you need to hire a defensive coordinator who knows the type of players that he wants, can identify them, and then can coach them.
This would be for a Brian Flores. This would be a easy job to take, off the strength that I'm not gonna say that. I kind of want to say that because you don't have to worry about the offense. Like, so all you have to do, you make this defense look good. They go to the playoffs. Even if they don't go to a Super Bowl, it's gonna make him look even better as a coach because he was able to come in and turn the situation around. And again, like half of the team is already, productive, which is the offense. The offense is operating at a very high level. But that's if he doesn't go and get a head coach job somewhere.
Them up. What do I mean by that? When DeMeco Ryans got to Houston, TJ, DeMeco Ryans knew who he wanted. Everybody said Kamari Lassiter's too slow to go in the second round. DeMeco said, no, I want Kamari Lassiter. The Houston Texans, DeMeco said, I need a linebacker. Azeez Al-Shaair played for DeMeco in San Fran, went to the Tennessee Titans, had 150 tackles. DeMeco went and acquired Azeez Al-Shaair. Derek Stingley was already there. DeMeco went and drafted Will Hunter. And Will Anderson. And then you acquired Daniel Hunter.
You remember how he got Will Anderson?
How, sir?
He drafted C.J. Stroud with the second pick, traded back into the first round.
Smart.
And so C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr., they the same draft class.
Yeah.
We going to give up next year's first for this. And they did it.
Yeah.
And he a star.
Correct. But the kickers is so often, people know they want to make a cake, but they don't know what ingredients they need. A great defensive coordinator knows exactly what pieces I need. So if I need aggressive linebackers, I can go get them. And the crazy thing is, they don't need to be expensive. I can go get them. But do I want to play a cover 2 where I need lockdown? Do I need corners that can tackle and are great in zone? Do I want to be like Mike McDonald and simply play the most basic, but just play cover 3, but know exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to play this cover 3. I'm not going to play a bunch of 2, but I have the players that can play cover 3. Do I want pass rushing defensive ends? Do I want run stopping defensive ends? You need to have an identity. So I think the Cowboys' next hire at defensive coordinator is the most important hire they will probably make, especially in the recent Dak Prescott tenure. Because if you give Dak an elite defense with this offense they have, I do think they can be content for Super Bowls.
They had to get rid of him.
Yes.
You mean you have no choice when the defense is that bad?
Yeah, giving up 30 points a game.
You have no choice but to get rid of them. But what Acho said, who gonna be the next defensive coordinator? I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm going to Brian Flores and I'm saying, how much you need? What you need? And I'm naming him my defensive coordinator. And if we don't get better on offense, you're gonna be the defensive coordinator and waiting to be the head coach.
That could be a setup though. I wouldn't trust something like that. That could be a setup. Because if you don't get better on offense, we're gonna make you the head coach. You know, like, so then what if we don't get better on offense the next year? And we a bad team. But the defense is still doing good. Like, you know, I don't know. You'd have to assess the situation as is.
That's what if you put Flores' defense with that offense, the Cowboys can do damage.
Yeah. I agree. I think yeah.
Dude, look at the names on the Cowboys, just the players. If you get him Brian Flores, what they doing?
Yeah.
You need $4 million a year. And see, the Cowboys, because they the Cowboys and Jerry Jones, they don't want to pay coaches.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay coaches like that.
You know what else
Texans
I
handle
love? He
business,
said
man.
something, and y'all may have forgotten. I'm glad y'all watching this show. This is the Speakeasy. If it's your first time tuning in, congrats on hanging. Brian Flores turns players that are just guys into top-tier defense.
The dudes.
Like Andrew Van Ginkel. He's a guy, but he's like elite. You know what I mean? Like, he's elite. Harrison Smith is much, much, much older. Cerebral player, but much older.
Blake Cashman, he was good with the Texans, but he went over there full starter, which again he showed a lot of promise with the Texans. Jonathan Grenard, I mean, he showed a lot of promise with the Texans too, but again, turned these dudes up. And Andrew Van Ginkel is a good name. Like that him and Blake Cashman, great examples of that. Metellus, that's a great example of that.
Brian Cashman, y'all probably don't even know who that is. Number 44. I don't even know his. I don't even know. I just know him by number because I watched their tape. Like number 44. Then you got Byron Murphy Jr. out there at corner. Like I don't think
he had Cam Bynum. He got Cam Bynum paid to
literally.
go to the Colts.
I voted no. I didn't vote a Vikings player for All Pro on either side of the ball actually, but I voted no Vikings defender in All Pro. And yet the Vikings have the number 3 defense.
And they have an All-Pro type of defense.
Bingo.
You put him with the Cowboys, they doing work.
Yeah.
They going to do work with him as their decoy. If he can't get a head coaching job, go ahead and leave Minnesota, man. I'm going to give you $4 million a year.
You know who else, bro? Go get Jim Schwartz. Because Stefanski gone, so Schwartz is probably gone.
That was another name that I was.
Go get Jim Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz is special, man.
Yeah.
He that wide 9. See, you got to really know football, know what I'm talking about. That wide 9, and we gonna play the run on our way to the quarterback.
Correct.
Oh, we going to the we gonna condense.
Correct.
Jim Schwartz, you give him one pass rusher, defense is unreal.
Correct. And
unreal.
then you give him a linebacker that can run and give him a cornerback. Like to me, go get Jim Schwartz, go get Brian Flores. But go ahead.
Look at the pieces. The Cowboys have an assortment of riches when it pertains to the NFL draft in the next 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The Cowboys can go get whomever. And what?
Boy, they are in a good spot, bro. Because I said the same thing with the Bengals. I said the same thing with, like, a lot of these teams are set up like the Eagles. The Eagles had 2 really good receivers. They had a good running back, good O-line, good quarterback. You got the important pieces out the way, and they're all locked up for the next remaining years. So they got their 2 good receivers. Whether they keep Javonte or not, the running back position is very, very replaceable at this point. Like there's going to be some good running backs that's going to be in free agency that's going to be able to produce what Javonte produced. If not, they re-sign him. You still got Dak Prescott. You still got some good O-linemen. you don't have to worry about the offense. I'm pretty sure they're going to re-sign GP. You don't have to worry about making a single selection on the offense. And then you still got Jadon Bluefield Mafa. I wouldn't make no offensive picks over the next few years unless we have some crazy injuries. Still got Turpin. Like, you don't need to make – you can just literally flood defense with all your draft picks. If you need something on offense, you can sign a cheap veteran free agent. So it's like it's really a simple formula, very simple formula. And just think if you go all in on defense for what, or you go, let's say you go majority defense for 4 years, you're gonna be loaded because obviously rookie contract lasts 4 years. So the guys from the first 4 years will be in their last year of the contract in 4 years, and at that point they probably gonna be in a prime. So it's I think it's a very simple formula, but teams they gotta see that and execute on it. But the Cowboys are definitely in a good spot. They just got to capitalize on this.
Offense, they set.
Yeah. Offense, we're good.
They
Yeah.
literally can get the best defensive players.
Browns requested to interview Seahawks DC. That's not bad, right?
And really solidify.
No, that's not bad.
If you go get Brian Flores or Jim Schwartz.
Yeah.
Now, who called the plays for the defense? Is it McDonald or is it the DC?
Go get you that pass rusher from Miami.
I don't even want to hear Ruben Bain Jr.
He's going to be taking too high.
You got 2 firsts, don't you?
We do have 2 firsts, but our first is we have the Packers first, and then we have our first. So it's we'll be I think drafting.
Middle of the pack.
You could use them 2 first to trade up.
Oh, to trade up for one.
Oh, do you do that? I don't think you need to do that. What? Well, you don't need to do that. And the reason why I say that. What number did he go? James Pierce Jr. He was a 26th overall pick. And this dude is going to be, it's between him and Carson Schwarzenegger for defensive rookie of the year. This dude had like 7 sacks this year. You don't need to trade up. I'm just being honest, like you can stay put and still get a good defensive end. Or you just got to draft right. That's it. You can get a good defensive end in the 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round. I wouldn't trade up. I would maximize all my picks. But each is on.
Exactly.
Hey, man,
to get Ruben
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, you need a difference maker.
No doubt. The Cowboys can get a guy like Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
That offense is scary.
But
Yeah.
Jeremiah Love is not going to be there in the 20s or he's going top 10.
Here's my thing is
You don't even really need to touch
want
the
him.
offense.
Go get that Ruben Bain cat from Miami, plus Quinnen Williams, plus Kenny Clark, plus the Cowboys have a rookie pass rusher.
He's a rock.
41.
Yes.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
You got those 4, you're going to be all right.
Yeah. No,
you got those 4, you're
But
going to be all
they
right.
need a coach that can put them in a system to
absolutely.
where we got it. We got it. Like what you said about McDonald. I don't care if you know what I'm doing. We know what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know.
That's how the Texans defense is too. I seen a chart, and the teams who disguise the least out of all defenses, and the Texans were who do the least disguising. I'll move on to the next topic, just for time purposes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on Eberflus being fired. I'll probably jump into the best available coaches next. Rather have Allen or Lawrence? That's a good conversation. Love or Caleb? Bengals keeping Zach Taylor. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Tua looking for a fresh start. Harbaugh. Todd Bowles deserve his job. Interesting. The Browns. Eberflus. Talked about Harbaugh being fired already. Okay. Let's do this one here. Best available head coaches. What's up, RJ? How you doing, Brody? How work been? How life been? Cole Kmet's sister is dating a Packers player, and they play each other on Saturday. It is what it is. She's gonna have to root for both. I mean, hey, the the Kelsey parents, they had to wear the mom had to wear a half jersey because both of her sons played in the Super Bowl versus each other. And yeah, what it is. All right, we're gonna go over the best available head coaching jobs with Speak Easy.
Speaking of all these coaches that have been, let go, that means that there's a lot of head coaching vacancies right now. Teams with head coaching vacancies include the New York Giants, Atlanta Falcons, Las Vegas Raiders, Cleveland Browns, Tennessee Titans, Arizona Cardinals, and the Baltimore Ravens.
If I'm a coach, honestly, the Baltimore Ravens is obviously the best. The Ravens have to hit on this. You cannot play with this here. You can't, bro. You gotta hit on this. But this is gonna be the best one. This is the best destination. The Ravens is the best destination, but it has to match up with the best coach. Giants. I think Harbaugh will be the best for the Giants because he's the most tenured. He's been a winner, and the expectations in New York are going to be so low for him. So low because it's the Giants, you know? So he don't really have to do anything besides just go in there and change the culture.
Fellas, out of all of these teams that you see with available head coaching positions, which team do you think
going good?
is the
Yes,
best?
sir.
That's easy for me, bro. I want that Atlanta Falcons job.
Wow.
What? You don't want the Falcons job over the Ravens job? I think it depends on what type of coach you are. If you're an offensive-minded coach, I would want the Falcons job. If you're a defensive-minded coach, I would want the Ravens job. But I mean, I don't know. It depends. It depends. It could go either way. That's interesting.
For several reasons.
Okay.
I think Atlanta Falcons have realistic expectations. Many people might say the Baltimore Ravens, unrealistic expectations. Because if Lamar Jackson is actually the limiting reactant, and if Lamar Jackson is actually what's keeping the Baltimore Ravens from advancing in the playoffs, any coach is going to go to the Ravens and underwhelm because the thought process is, I have a unanimous MVP quarterback, I should win Super Bowls. So anything outside of winning a Super Bowl is a failure. You go to the Atlanta Falcons, they haven't had success in years. Haven't had a great coach in years. You go to the Atlanta Falcons, you win that division, you're a savior. And that division is easily winnable. It looks like the Buccaneers have peaked. Though the Saints have a good quarterback, they're still probably a year away. And the Panthers, I think...
I ain't gonna lie. It sounds good, but the division is so close that I don't think that you expect to win that division first year being a Falcons head coach. That division, the division is too close. Kellen Moore already has a head start because he excuse me. Kellen Moore got a head start because he already got in there first. He already got chemistry with his guys. He's established who his quarterback is. So I think if anybody who is favored to win that division next year, it'd probably be the Saints. That's my guess. The Buccaneers are favorite because they still have a good roster. They need coaching, but I don't think that's a shoe-in to win that job. Like the Falcons, I mean, their records are all around the same for a reason.
Won the division with a losing record. So
Panthers still
go
competitive.
to the Falcons,
Yeah, so
win
it's like,
9-10
I don't know
games,
about
that's
that.
great. Furthermore, you probably have the most talented player in football for the next 3 years in Bijan Robinson. If Kyle Pitts can make...
It's like that sound good, but I'm gonna take Bijan over Lamar and Derrick Henry. Lamar is not going nowhere in 5 years. Lamar's gonna still be playing on the Ravens. Derrick Henry, we can say, I think we can guess for the next 3 years, Derrick Henry's still gonna be on the Ravens. If he's still there in 5 years, that'd be crazy. But I wouldn't be surprised because he takes so good care of his body. So I don't.
Right. If
What's the
Kyle
deal?
Pitts can maintain this step, you have a bona fide tight end. I voted for Kyle Pitts All-Pro. If you can get the most out of Drake London, and Drake London has a couple 100-yard games, you got a really good wide receiver number one. So the Atlanta Falcons, to me, is a no-brainer. Best job on the market.
Man, this is really crazy that all these openings, and we think the same team.
Oh, wow.
For a lot of the same reasons that Acho just spoke of, the offense is really good. You have a number one receiver. You really have two, because I'm going to say Kyle Pitts and Drake London, very similar, can go get it, right? Great running back, really good offensive line, young, improving defense. But this is the biggest reason. Who in a division? Who in a division? I want to play the Saints twice. I want to play the Panthers twice.
Yeah.
And I also want to play the Bucks twice. Like, you think I want to go and had a Giants job and I got to play the Eagles twice? I believe the Cowboys will be better. And even the Commanders. You think I want to go play them? You think I want Cleveland and I got to go against Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and possibly?
I get it from that perspective, but I don't think it's easy as they making it, because here it is. If you go to the Ravens, yes, you got to play Cleveland defense. You got to play Joe Burrow. I mean, do we really have high expectations for the Steelers and the Browns next year? Like, let's be real. But in the NFC South, with all of those teams, the Panthers, Bucks, and the Saints and the Falcons, you're not going to walk in there and just walk away with the division. Those teams are still very close to the Falcons in terms of talent. So, it sound good, but they not far off at all.
Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers? Like, you think I want Tennessee with Liam Cohen down in Jacksonville and DeMeco Ryans in Houston?
Yeah.
So
now that'd probably be the worst job. The Titans job, that's the worst one. But that comes with the absolute lowest expectations. If you want zero expectations, you take that Titans job, because they're probably gonna let you cook, because the Colts gonna be good next year, the Texans gonna be good next year, and the Jags gonna be good next year. There's no guarantee that the Falcons are gonna be better with a new head coach. There's no guarantee that they're gonna be better than the rest of the teams in that division. It's a gamble. But and then again with the Ravens, you're guaranteed to be better than the Browns next year. You're guaranteed to potentially be better than, as long as Lamar healthy, better than the Steelers next year. And you can compete with the Bengals.
for me, the
I
Cardinals.
didn't even think of this. If
You
Bills
got the
get bounced
Rams,
first round, do they
Seahawks,
fire
Niners.
McDermott?
I want the Falcons because of the
That's
division
interesting.
they're
I
in.
didn't think about that.
Also, the young talent they have, though, too.
But that division,
Raiders should be a good destination. The Raiders, that's iffy because of the history. They keep firing head coaches, so it's like you don't go there and feel that your job is secure. That's not a. It doesn't look appealing because they keep firing head coaches. So whoever the Raiders get is the Raiders gonna get scraps at head coach. That's what I think. I think they're just gonna get the last guy available. And maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But we'll see. But it's not I don't know. I think that's gonna backfire on them. If they do fire McDermott, where's Harbs going for real? That's where Harbs going. I don't know about that. It sounds good, but I don't know.
if I'm a great coach,
Yeah.
at worst we going 4-2 in that division.
Yeah.
We on paper,
Talk about it.
the Falcons have the best core of offensive players in that division.
Is it fair to also say, and the Panthers might push back, is it fair to say they have the best core of defensive players too? Because you got Pierce Jr., Mo Stacks is a rookie.
You could
since
say
Michael
that's-
Parsons. You got Xavier Watts. Most picks as a rookie. I think Jesse Bates should still be under contract. Falcons fans, correct me if I'm wrong. AJ Terrell can't be over 27 years old. Caden Ellis has been a beast at linebacker for the last several years.
The Falcons got pieces, man.
If you're the
And
Falcons,
that defensive line is young.
Yeah.
And they're
But
good. James
that
Pierce has had a 10.5 sack
division
season.
is
sack
there,
season, bro.
The division winner is under 500.
yeah.
Oh, James
You
Pierce
still
had
have
10
James Pierce for
sacks.
an- or, I'm sorry,
Wow.
you still have
Jesse
Jesse
Bates.
Bates
I
for
didn't know
another 2
this.
years.
That's why
That
I
was 7.
take the Falcons, because the path to the playoffs is the easiest.
If we're being honest, the Falcons are an 11-win team tomorrow.
They should
Roster
be.
alone.
They should be.
They're an 11-win team tomorrow. I'd put that roster up against several rosters in the NFC. You know what I mean? Like, they're an 11. They're get out of bed, stretch, yawn.
Yeah.
11-6.
They don't have
They're
a
young and
first round
talented.
pick. That hurts them. That
How'd
does
they lose
hurt
it?
them.
How'd they lose it?
They traded it to the Rams to select Pierce, I
Pierce.
believe it was.
Yeah.
So that's fine. They hit on that. That works out.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Pierce, yeah.
worth it.
Yeah,
very much
worth
where
it.
they have
Worth
Pierce
it.
and Jalen Walker as it stands right now. We're both extremely talented young edges. Look, I hear what you guys are saying about the Falcons, and it's hard to disagree with. But if I was to disagree and play devil's advocate, which I will, this is the team that I would say is the Giants. Look, and the reason why I'll say the Giants, obviously, that division's tough. That division is tough. The Eagles, they're killing it right now. The Cowboys, I think they're going to be a whole lot better next season. Obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan. The Commanders, I think all three of those teams are very, very talented, but there's one common theme between all of them. Their core is getting a little bit older. Dak Prescott's not going to be there forever. That Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is not going to be able to stay there forever. They're going to have to lose some pieces on defense. And what did the Giants have? They have an extremely talented.
Man, coaches get fired after 1 year. Dak is going to be on the Cowboys within the next 3 years for sure. I don't know how old Dak is, but he like the way he's playing. I don't see. Just shortchanging it. He's going to be there for 3 years, for the next 3 years. So, I'm not looking at everybody getting older. Honestly, I'm because the team is gonna look at what can you do for me now, and it's I don't think it's gonna be about if it's a younger coach, maybe what you could do for me later. But if you do like a Harbaugh for something, I think he could change stuff around real quick. We'll see. I'm gonna let him cook.
Talented young defense. Same thing on that defensive line. You got a Brian Burns. I know
quarterback.
Burns is
Michael Penix, and Kirk Cousins back up.
young or Dexter Lawrence.
Nice,
still,
though. He's nice.
Lawrence, Burns, you got Abdul Carter that's going to come back.
You can retain Thibodeau if you wanted to.
Exactly.
You
can retain him if you want to. You have a young quarterback who shows a lot of promise. If you can keep that dude healthy, he's going to be a problem in this league. I think also Malik Neighbors coming back. You have a bona fide number one wide receiver superstar who's just waiting to take that next step and be a top 5 guy in this league. I think they're a team that I think is going to be a really, really good job to have moving forward. Over the next 5 years, it wouldn't surprise me if the Giants turned into a Super Bowl contender.
The hard part is you still have to remember, as crazy as this sounds,
Super Bowl is
the Eagles aren't old.
Interesting.
On defense,
Like Devontae Smith is, but I'm not going there.
Okay.
Smitty's not old. Saquon's not old. Jalen's not old.
In the next 4 years, though, do you think you're going to get the same Saquon?
No, but he's still. I'm saying you still got 2.5 more good years.
It's really
of him.
hard to be the Eagles and just stay on top for so long. Like what the.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Eagles got the formula, bro. They got it. It's gonna. The only way you're gonna knock off the Eagles is if they somehow fire their GM. If they somehow fire that GM, then they're screwed. But as long as he's in that building, they got the formula to be good for the next few years, like next 5 years.
Chiefs have done and what the Patriots did, that's
Watch
hard to
this
do.
keep
But here's my thing, T. I think this
I
is
seen that,
the
RJ.
bottom
That's
for the
messy.
Eagles. I don't think
That
this
whole
is on
situation
top.
looks messy. It's
2023 was bottoming out for the Eagles. They still went 10-6, started the season 9-1, made the playoffs, lost to the Bucks. AJ Brown wasn't there. This season wasn't a good
But
season
at
for the
some
Eagles.
point, right?
Like
because
this was bottoming out.
at some point, when you look at the construction of the Eagles roster, at some point, they're really offense heavy as where their salaries are. Offense heavy
Under
in
salaries.
pay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
at
sir.
some point, you're going to have to pay Jordan
Mitchell.
Davis. You're going to have to pay
And what you do, what was going to have to happen at that time, if Smitty is under contract, you're fine because the cap is going to go up at that time. Same thing with AJ Brown. But if the cap conflicts with these receivers, you're going to have to flip it. You're going to re-sign these defensive guys, and you're going to go draft some bona fide number ones in the first round, and get some young wide receivers who can come in and be elite like that, and have them on rookie contracts. You just flip the formula, because right now the defense is based off of rookie contracts, and then once it's time for them to get paid, now you got to flip it and put the offense on rookie contracts. So it's a simple formula, very simple. But I mean, we gonna see once they get there, because they're not there yet. But let me see. Is Smitty under contract? I believe he is. Monte Smith. He's on a contract till 2032. They are good. Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is void. Why is this void? 2028. So 2 more years, and he's getting paid $1 million a year. What the heck? Now the cap hit is crazy. This is base salary, so the bonuses bring it up. I think they'll figure it out. I think again, like I said, it's a simple formula in my opinion.
Jalen Carter. You're gonna have to pay Quinyon Mitchell. You're gonna have to pay Cooper DeJean. That's 4 dudes right there that's gonna demand
max
minimum top 5 position money.
Yeah.
When you start doing that, now you got to take away from the offense.
But here's the thing: what we know,
and the thing is, what they've been doing. What did they do? They drafted Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, when they had good defensive tackles. So what they gonna do when it's time for these guys' contracts to come up? They're gonna draft their replacements. What did they do this year? They drafted Jahai Campbell, knowing Nakobe Dean is there. Nakobe Dean's 25, but Nakobe Dean's contract is coming up. So they're going to keep drafting the replacements for some of these guys that you're going to lock up. The guy that you know that you can't go without, Quinyon Mitchell, can't go without him. Probably Jalen Carter going to be one of them guys you can't go without. You're going to lock those guys up. Everybody else, you're going to just keep drafting their replacements. And again, they got a good formula, man. You don't have you can afford to draft multiple players at the same position because you got every position filled. Quez Walker has 6 catches of this year, 4 of them were TDs. Yeah, Harv's kept on the sideline and or inactive. I mean, going back to that's it's Harv's fault, but it's also the offensive coordinator fault. But Harv do take some of the blame.
How he's good enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna move all y'all's offensive money into bonuses. And I'm just going to find a way to retain it. I'm going to give you a not a league minimum deal, but like Lane Johnson, I'm going to convert your $20 million into a bonus. And then that'll clear up that cap space. Howie doesn't name the last great player Howie lost because of money.
No, the Eagles are the best.
Feel me? Like,
the Eagles are the best at managing
somebody
the cap
because of money.
But the last handful of years, outside of Fletcher Cox, who was making big money on the Eagles?
Defensively, you're saying?
Yeah, defensively, outside of Fletcher Cox. Slade was making good money, but it wasn't top 5 at the position. Outside of Fletcher Cox, nobody on their defense has made big money while they've been on this run. Now, they're going to have to pay these dudes. That may be a problem.
But let me give you this. Think about this for a second. The Eagles are so good at talent identification and talent acquisition, doesn't matter. Zach Bond is an outside linebacker who's probably going to be a back-to-back All-Pro.
With the Saints, right?
Just
whatever with the Saints.
He's a guy. Going to be a back-to-back All-Pro. Cooper DeJean, with all due respect, he's a white defensive back from Iowa. You do not go to Iowa to get defensive backs, and the NFL statistics prove you don't get white defensive backs. So you go get a white defensive back from a place you don't get defensive backs, and he's going to be an All-Pro this year.
Howie Rose.
Yeah, I literally lost Josh Sweat because of money. But now y'all got Jalen Phillips, So I think I think the Steelers, the Eagles. I think they got a good formula. Like you don't have to pay everybody. Because you can find everybody's replaceable. Again, there are certain players who are not replaceable. Quinyon Mitchell is not replaceable. It's beyond hard to find a shutdown corner. But a lot of players are replaceable, unfortunately. Sweat miles ahead of Phillips. Well, what I'm thinking is that they thought that maybe Jalix Hunt or one of them other DNs was probably going to take a leap forward. But I still wouldn't be worried too much if I'm the Eagles, Like, whether they win a Super Bowl or not this year, I think this is going to be a productive offseason for them.
I mean, he's really good. I will give him. He's really good. I will give him.
And if we're being honest, Jordan Davis wasn't a guy until this year. You know what I mean? Like, Jordan Davis was a complete underwhelming player until his contract year, and he's like, you know what? It's time to turn up. So, like, I think even the worst of the Eagles over the next several years is going to be 10 wins. Can the Giants jump that 10-win hurdle, Care Bear? That, to me, is where I'm like, I'm just not going to.
No, it's going to be tough. I don't expect over the next 2 seasons for that to happen. But I think moving forward, they can turn themselves into a contender just because of how young they are. But like y'all said, though, earlier, the Falcons are, I mean, that's That's the situation you want to be in as a new head coach. And if they get a talented head coach out there at that, Falcons might actually be able to win something.
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Hopefully. You hope so. Well, let's
I got some super chats. We got quite a few. We got quite a few blown leads and awful play calling in the playoffs. He became Doc Rivers like and waiting for others for the other show to drop.
Doc Rivers like is
See,
cold.
the only problem is because Harbaugh didn't call plays, I can't blame Harbaugh for what he did against the Chiefs.
And that's the thing, bro. And that's why it's like, that's why I wasn't big on a fire Harbaugh thing, because like I don't think we could put maximum blame on him. He's not the coordinator. He can step in, but he's not the coordinator. But it's like it's a double-edged sword, because we can't put maximum blame on you, but why are you letting your coordinators make some of these bad decisions? So it's tough.
In 2023, when Todd Monken decided to run the ball like 7 times outside of Lamar's keeps.
But you know what he got to do though, Acho? You in charge. Hey Todd, fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Man, get Henry the ball now.
Yeah.
Get him. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to flip that head, because they be having the mic up here.
Yeah.
You man got to flip that. Hey, get his ass the ball. Get him in the game. Like when just a couple weeks ago,
when he didn't carry the ball the last 10 minutes of the game.
bro.
Come on now.
No, those are the only gripes you have. But he's letting his coaches coach, and you got to be aware of that. Like, wait, he not on the field. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's well said.
Nasty.
I got a $50 super chat directed right at you, Acho.
Oh.
Maybe not. Let's go just yet. Michael Droz said, Acho tripping. Ravens and Lamar is the best job. Lamar isn't the limiter. He's the generational talent. Harbaugh was the problem. He coached scared in tight moments.
Here's the thing. Lamar Jackson, I think, is commanding $74 million in cap. They lost Madubuike. He's not coming back. Roquan Smith seems like he's declining. Shout out to Kyle Hamilton, one of the best safeties or slots in the league. He gets hurt like once a year in the most unceremonious moments. Marlon Humphrey, former All-Pro, he's way past his prime. So the Ravens have too many
And that's interesting. Very interesting.
names and not enough game. The Ravens are setting you up for failure, G. Like, if you take that Ravens job.
I disagree with that though, because you still have Lamar. I get Lamar hits the cap. I get Derrick Henry may hit the cap. But it's all depending on how you look at it. You got cornerstone pieces already, so that simplifies the job big time. Because all you got to do, you still got Zay Flowers there. So you still got a receiver option there. They re-signed Mark Andrews, so I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep Likely, but it's enough cornerstone pieces there to where it simplifies the job. You can focus on just hey, let's go on this draft, or let's go to free agency and let's use all the money we got towards defense. Let's go ahead and get that defense right. Let's add some depth. Let's fix it. But yeah, I don't know.
It's fool's gold, T. When you walking in the desert and you think you see a pond or you think you see some water, and all of a sudden you get closer to it. The Ravens' job is a complete mirage. It's a whole bunch of players with all-pro names and first-round exit game.
But I'll say this about the Ravens. They're also one of the teams that do a good job of evaluating talent. Maybe not at the receiver position.
Not at all.
Outside of the receivers, and I'll give them credit for the Zay Flowers one. Even when I was playing, bro, they would draft receivers in the first round. You'd be like, oh, he out the league. Oh, he out the league. Oh, he out the league. Yeah. Ozzie Newsome.
I'm going to be honest, bro. They don't use their receivers well. That's my perspective on that. They do not utilize their receiver. We seen D-Hop every time they throw to D-Hop, he come down with it. Contested catches this year, but don't prioritize him as a legit option, or even put him in favorable matchups, And I get that he's over the hill in terms of age, but he was doing it, You got Tez Walker, you got Rashad Bateman. Tez is a deep threat. He can stretch the field. If you call the right plays, I don't think they were getting everybody involved properly. I mean, to each his own. Saints got an easy schedule next year. Saints might take that division. Secondary could have been good, but Jair couldn't stay healthy. I don't even think Jair. I wouldn't even put all that on Jair. You know, like it is what that Jair is what it is. That's a whole nother situation. Honestly, I don't know why we don't use Tylan Wallace, bro. He was so talented, and I'm not gonna say he's not talented anymore. But you older, you know, and you're not getting used. So it's like, but he was talented, man. Like earlier, you know, as a rookie earlier in his career. I don't know what year he's in right now, but the Ravens waste talent at wide receiver. If I'm being honest, I don't think that they don't hit. I think they waste it.
When he was there, did a great job, and now DaCosta, who has come under him, they do a great job evaluating and drafting the right players in that system.
Yeah.
But Shotty, oh, bro, the owner, that cool as hell, bro.
Yeah.
You would never think he was owner the way he talks to you and treats you. Like, he one of them owners, you'd be like, you the owner of the team? Like, he literally would call me and be like, hey, I'm over here. You want to come and shoot some pool? This is where I'm going to be. The owner.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
so the Ravens, because they evaluate talent, will always, to me, be in that same position as the Eagles and other teams because they do a hell of a job.
Where you at?
That's fair.
It has been like that for a while for the Ravens, but they need to tighten up. They definitely need to tighten up. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Let me know your thoughts on some of these head coaching situations. We've been wasting talent at wide receiver ever since Mike Wallace left. Man, I don't know. See, when it comes to free agents, y'all did decent with that. Like, y'all picked up Anquan Bolden, good receiver. Picked up Mike Wallace, good receiver. Picked up Steve Smith, good receiver, you know? But since then, y'all really haven't even picked up no good receivers. I mean, OBJ, I feel like y'all didn't even really utilize him that well. Like, I can't call somebody washed if they're not getting thrown the ball. I can call you washed if your burst is not there, your route running not there, and you dropping balls. But if you're not doing none of those things, then it's like it just looked like the system. That's what it looked like to me. And like when the last time we seen I can't say that. I think Bateman had 1K. I think they had 1K last year with Bateman and Zay. But Lamar threw for 4K. So outside of that, you know, I can't remember the last time that they really utilized the receivers. Or did Bateman have 1K last year? Yeah. I could be wrong. He had 756. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, I don't remember last time I had a receiver do it that went for like 1K. So 756 last year. Interesting. 9 TDs is good though. Very productive, but yeah. Let's see what topic we got. Eberflus fire base head coach jobs. Rather have Allen, trust Love, or Caleb. Bengals keeping Zach Taylor. We could touch on this one here. Let me see some of the arena. Let me see. Tua is looking for a fresh start. The Browns are above Packers, Bears, Steelers, Texans. All right. Trying to make this a quick one. All right, we got Zach Taylor. Bengals are not moving on.
This is a very interesting move, given the fact that the Bengals were one of the worst defenses I've ever seen this
and the DC is coming back for a second season.
Are they making a mistake by keeping this head coach, Zach Taylor?
I'm going to say no. Offense, obviously, is our bread and butter. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to keep the head coach unless Joe says he don't want him. And so I'm sure they talked with Joe and his people, and they wanted Zach Taylor to return. And so there we have it. Defensively, we got better towards the end of the season. But there's just no way in hell if we start next season and we not top 17 the first quarter of the season in September, we got to make a change right away. You can't afford to score 35 points and lose the game. But I knew the Bengals weren't going to fire Zach Taylor. They don't really fire head coaches. They kind of let your contract run out, and then they just
Y'all
don't
are so
renew it.
damn cheap, bro.
But no.
That's so crazy.
But offense hasn't been our problem. So
Yeah.
Zach Taylor being the head coach, he shouldn't get fired.
Then what about the decision to retain Al Golden?
That part.
At this point, you can look at Al Golden and say, did he play a part in our defense being at one point on pace to be the worst defense in the history of the league? Yeah. But, man, you players got to make plays, man.
Hold on, T.
If I got somebody on the sideline
Hold on, T.
and he running down the sideline, just push him
Hold
out of
on,
bounds.
T. Far too often, T, we always say, like, this guy ain't the problem. But we got to reframe it, T. Like, is this guy the solution? Al Golden might not be the problem. But when I think about Al Golden and the history of his career, whether a head coach at Miami, head coach at Temple, D.C. at Virginia, Al Golden isn't a defensive coordinator that put fears in my eyes. So how can you go to war against a Brian Flores, against a DeMeco Ryans, against a Mike McDonald, against a Jesse Minter, against a Sean McDermott, I'm naming defensive minds, and you're going to war with an Al Golden? Because Zach Taylor's not the best offensive mind in the league, and Al Golden's not the best defensive
I didn't know
mind in the league.
Sean McDermott was a
and Joe
defensive
Burrow's
mind.
not the best quarterback in the league. So you're not going to war with the best anything, and you're expecting to be the best? Make it make sense. You're the Eagles. We got the best roster in the league. You're the Texans. We got the best defensive mind in the league. You're the Bills. Hell, we got the best quarterback in the league. At least in your heads, you can say that. Like you're the Jags. You know what I mean? We might have the best overall everything in the league. It's what you'll say to yourself. You're the Rams. We got the best quarterback in the league. We got the best wide receiver unit in the league.
Well, you know what the Bengals are saying then, what they got the best?
Wideout?
They got
Receiver
the best
duo?
tandem in the league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is the best tandem
Okay,
in the
understood.
league.
Understood.
And so, if our defense is just middle of the pack, we can do something. Can they be middle of the pack? Can Miles Murphy?
It's an easy fix, man. Same thing like I said with the Cowboys. It's an easy fix. You just got to go all in on defense. That's it. And you got to do it now. Joe Burrow is paid. T. Higgins is paid. Jamar Chase is paid. You gotta do it now. They gotta strike while the iron's hot. You gotta utilize the guys you got right now. Not even utilize the guys you got right now by elevating that defense or even elevating the O-line. You know, doing both. You know, but while these guys are under contract, get a bunch of young guys in there and maximize some of that on defense. And honestly, I would focus on the defense first and maybe O-line second, if I'm being honest.
Start to play like a first rounder. Can our first round picks play up to their draft status? If they can do that, then it's possible.
Who's the general manager in Cincy?
Duke Tobin, Mike Brown.
Who calls the shots?
Oh, Mike Brown for
He got
sure.
to get fired.
Mike Brown, the owner.
He has to get.
He the owner. He Jerry Jones. He just ain't talkative like Jerry Jones. Mike Brown called the shots.
Because you wasted
Now-
a third-round pick last year, wide receiver from Alabama.
Yeah.
Because you cut him.
That's
for a year and a
crazy.
half.
Ooh, I forgot about Jermaine. I wonder where he's gonna go this offseason. Oh my gosh. That dude is so nice, bro. I feel bad for him, but I mean, like, hey, it is what it is. The way that that is very incompetent of the Bengals. The fact that they kept drafting receivers. Like, what are y'all doing? You already got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Why do y'all keep drafting receivers? But I don't know. I mean, I guess I get it from a Buccaneers perspective. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin get hurt, but like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase don't get hurt like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin get hurt. They don't get hurt nowhere near that much. So it's like, I don't know. A third round pick on a receiver, you could have put that on a DB. But hopefully Jermaine goes somewhere and starts somewhere. Hopefully. San Fran is the best destination for receivers right now. If you're a young receiver or you polished or, you know what I'm saying, that's the best destination for any receiver.
Dog.
The rookie
Yeah.
defensive end, Shamar Stewart.
Yeah.
What the hell were y'all doing? Like, that's a third-round pick and a first-round pick.
They look at the athleticism, so hopefully that athleticism translate. He got to go get with somebody that can really coach him on how to use that athleticism. Buddy's 6'5", 270, run a 4.5. If you go get taught, like all this, oh, I'm gonna make this money net. Go spend $75,000, $100,000 on a trainer that's gonna train you every day. And I ain't talking strength and conditioning. I'm talking positional work. Spend that money, cause he gonna make you millions.
Yeah.
Go find one of these D lineman coaches and spend $100,000 so that you can make $100 million. And like, I think we as players, we don't never want to do that.
Yeah.
Because we think it's gonna, oh, I'm cold, I'm gonna make this money. You don't think spending $100,000 to make $100 million is worth it?
That's facts. Let me ask you this: have the Bengals peaked with Joe Burrow? Because I would say yes.
It seems as if. It seems as if that Super Bowl was a peak, especially coming off the injury and then bam, Super Bowl. I hope not, but it seems like, man, did we?
I think they peaked.
Plateau.
I think their best players got paid, and with paper comes egos. I think
disagree.
Jamar Chase's ego
disagree.
he's always had one, but now like he's starting to wild out a little bit. Like I don't think first or second year Jamar Chase spits on Jalen Ramsey. I just don't think so. I think that's the
course
bigger
not.
than life.
Still
Jamar
playing. To me,
Bengals have not peaked, bro. These dudes are still playing at a prime level. Joe Burrow, prime level. Jamar, prime level. T, prime level. When you got game changers like that on one side of the football, Chase Brown, underrated running back, very good running back, bro. They all they need to do fix the defense. And again, it's very simple, very very simple in my opinion.
I don't care. The spitting thing I do care about, but the ego thing, I don't care about that as long as your production isn't dropping.
Fair.
I don't care about that because, you know, they always say money changes you.
Absolutely. It exposes who you really are.
Money never changes you.
Yeah.
It just makes you become who you've always wanted to be.
Correct.
And so if he wants to talk more because now he has a little, that's fine.
So
That's
be
who
it.
you always wanted to be. As long as that production stays the same, Golden just he got to make it happen.
Let me ask you this though: is it fair to say that Zach Taylor is overrated? And the reason you could suggest Zach Taylor is overrated is because he had that phenomenal success with Joe Burrow that second year, but outside of that, he ain't really showed you nothing. The year before Joe Burrow got drafted, Zach Taylor.
I don't think that's unfair to say, but you know, time gonna tell.
Did nothing. Joe Burrow gets drafted. Joe Burrow's rookie year, it's fine. He does nothing. Joe Burrow gets hurt. Second year, Joe Burrow goes crazy. But like, what has Zach Taylor done? The Browning, the Jake Browning,
Yeah, Jake Browning.
backup Q, couldn't figure that out. Like, to me, a great head coach does the most with the least, not does the most with the most.
Now, Joe has made him look good. That's
great.
a fact. That's a fact. But a lot of it too, though, it has to be the relationship they have, because if Joe Burrow felt like Zach Taylor,
Said their peak was 2021. They peaked at 2021, but I don't think it's impossible for them to not get back there because you still got the same players. So the core players who got you there, you still got them. You know, from the offensive standpoint. So all you need to do, excuse me, all you need to do is just replace the defense. That's it. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's simple. You know, it's simple. Just do it. Replace the defense. Draft corners, sign corners in free agency. Draft guys in front seven. Draft safeties, sign guys. You know what I mean? You know, and the reason why I say that is simple. The Falcons did it. The Falcons got 4 starters on defense this year. They had a starting nickel, a starting safety, and 2 starting DNs in one draft. The Browns, 2 starters, a starting middle linebacker and a starting defensive tackle. There's other teams I just can't think that have multiple starters, you know, as rookies. So it's not impossible. And I mean, the Bengals have some starters as rookies too, but you know, you got to keep doing it. Do it every year, you know.
wasn't the coach that can get them where they wanted to go, privately he would have said something to his people, and they would have said something to the Bengals.
But to me, Joe ain't got the right to do all this chit-chatting anymore, bro. Joe, you're not there enough. Like Joe Burrow, don't tell me who you want as your head coach, Joe Burrow.
If Joe Burrow wanted Zach Taylor gone, he gone.
Yeah.
He
You
gone.
move stuff out of the
If
way.
Joe
for
Burrow wanted him gone, he out of there like yesterday.
But here's what runs me hot. Zach Taylor coaches a backup more than he coaches Joe. Like Joe not there enough.
But this is the thing. We know we know he's had injury problems. He knows that. But when he's healthy, he's one of the best, if not the best.
That's facts. I can't argue with you, G.
And so that needs to be addressed. He got to figure that out.
Yeah.
And hopefully he does. But defensively, if our defense is middle of the pack, we playing this weekend. We playing this weekend.
But then Zach Taylor got to fire Al Golden. Because who can get you a middle of the pack defense? Jim Schwartz.
Why do you trust him to get – this is my thing, though, TJ. Why do you trust Zach Taylor to get you right on the defensive side of the ball when this year you had one of the worst defenses in the league? Last year you had one of the worst defenses in the league.
Talk about it.
And Burrow actually had a career year last year. And, like my thing is Zach Taylor is – I think he is a good offensive mind. And I think Burrow has a right to be happy with him on the offensive side. But defensively, they cannot figure it out. And they haven't been able to figure out for years now. They missed the playoffs 3 straight seasons.
You're right about that. I ain't gonna lie. The only guy that I know for a fact that I'm like 100%, we had him, we in the playoffs, no question, calling the defense, is one guy.
Flores.
And that's Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, Brian, he the only guy. Because I just look at his team and say, the Minnesota Vikings, man, the Bengals got better athletes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he the only guy. Outside of that, who can you get? Like, you just don't know. And I don't know what goes on in Cincinnati on a day-to-day basis. Cam Taylor-Britt, big, fast dude, had a really good year, had an injury this year, but
The thing is, you can pay guys on offense and still finesse the defense. The Eagles doing it. The Eagles paid A.J. Brown. They paid Devontae Smith. They paid Saquon Barkley. They paid Saquon Barkley a big bonus. They paying O-lineman. They paying Jalen Hurts. So you can still do it. Like, just because you paid a bunch of offensive players don't mean that you can't have a good defense.
last year towards the end of the season,
How you feel about Jordan Battle? He had all the numbers, got all the stats. I wanted to vote for him for All-Pro, but then I was like, y'all's defense is so sorry.
It's hard, and that's where guys like Jordan Battle that had a good year. DJ Turner had a good year. But the defense is so bad, you like, oh, he was on the Bengals. They ain't getting no.
Like literally, like
that's why
I respect your contributions to being elite so much that I was gonna vote for Jordan Battle. I started to look up the Bengals. I started to watch his tape, and I'm like, yeah, you had
was on the
numbers,
Bengals.
but I'm like, what Caleb Bullock did for the Texans to me is more impressive than
because
what you
it
did.
impacted the game,
And that's what I care about.
Okay. Acho voted Caleb Bullock for All-Pro. Okay, interesting.
Impacted the game.
That's what I care about.
Now, I saw this tweet. I thought it was funny. Is John Harbaugh misses the playoffs one time with the franchise quarterback after a historic run and gets fired. Zach Taylor misses 3 straight years and gets told to run it back. To me, it's not even really the retention of Zach Taylor. It's the assistants. I can't agree with having Al Golden run it back this season. Like I said, there's too many talented defensive coordinators out there that you can go get that you want to run it back with him. Trey, you got some super chats?
Talk to us, Trey.
Listen.
All right. Let me know your thoughts on that one there. Bengals keeping Zach Taylor and Al Golden. Again, I think easy fix. I mean, again, easier said than done, but it's simple. It's simple. Like, too many teams in the league have laid the blueprint. Mainly the Eagles, but there's other teams in the league who, they got good. They got it going. Look at the Rams. They got 2 good receivers. They got a good running back. They got their franchise quarterback. Got to go to the line. You know what I mean? And they still got good players on defense. They're not perfect on defense, but all you need is a middle of the pack defense. You know what I mean? When you got an elite offense, obviously you want it to be better. You want it to be good, but hey, Nobody does. He might be worse than Jerry Jones. All right, let's see. Transfer portal. Eberflus, best available head coach is right before Harbaugh. Okay, so I finished this episode. Finished these topics. I feel like they had some stuff that I didn't touch on. Maybe I'm tripping. They did have some stuff I didn't touch on. Okay, I'm tripping. What the heck? Why did I exit that out?
Listen, I got a couple super chats today on my head.
Transfer portal. Let's call Zach Taylor. Oh, Lover. Okay, yeah, I did just speed past that. Allen or Lawrence. That's a good combo. Let's see. Eberflus. Tua's looking for a fresh start. We can talk about this. This should be quick. What's this? 57 to 12. So that's a little bit over 10 minutes. So I'm probably not gonna listen to the whole thing, but we're gonna listen to it. All right, so we got Tua apparently looking for a fresh start.
And Tua's asked if he would like a fresh start after the season, and this was his response. He said, "That would be dope. I would be good with it." Okay, Tua, very eloquent there. I know it hasn't been pretty, but let's not forget that in 2023, Tua led the league in passing yards and completion percentage, okay? So it's not like
that's interesting.
He's just a completely horrible quarterback. So, Cody, I need to know, obviously.
I think with Tua, now this is, I'm going to go two directions with this here. I think Tua's a solid quarterback. And I think in the right system, you can get the most out of him, which Mike McDaniel really did, obviously with the stats that she gave. Now, that's one topic. Now, the second topic would be not playing into the villain role, because if you're embracing leaving, then they're going to embrace it right behind you. But if you sound like you still want to be there, and you don't have to, you don't even have to, or you don't even have to just say stuff like that. You don't even have to sound like you still want to be there. You just don't have to say stuff like that. And that been Tua's issue all year, bro. Really the past few years, just how he talks to the media. Because let's say that they don't draft the quarterback this year. And let's say they go into the year with you, Quinn Ewers, and whoever else is on the roster. It still gives you the opportunity to get your spot back. But you embracing this makes them look at it like, oh, he doesn't want to be here, so yeah, now we really need to move on from him. But you just don't get them certain ammo. Because there was no full guarantee that they're completely done with you, Because I guarantee if they were in the playoff race, he wouldn't have got benched. But y'all not in the playoff race, so we don't need you to play. We're going to see what these other quarterbacks got. But he just don't be saving himself with the ammo that he constantly gives to the media. He got to chill out.
You've been in the league. You love your quarterback analysis. Would you, if you were a different team, consider Tua if he left it off?
Seen you react to Love stats. He didn't play the last 3 games. Who was I comparing him to? I remember doing that. I just don't remember. I was comparing him to somebody. Oh, no, I was looking at the top 10 QBs. Understandable.
So I haven't been the biggest fan of Tua this year, especially how he's handled some of these situations. Remember early on in the season, he came out and called out some teammates publicly to the media about missing some player-ran meetings.
He did.
That should be handled behind closed doors. That's handled in the locker room. As a quarterback,
he did apologize for it.
He did, but you can't create those distractions. Yeah. That's on video forever, and other GMs and teams see that. You don't want your quarterback doing that. So that's an issue for me. But like Kinsey said, I do think he deserves another shot somewhere to prove what he can do in this league. He did lead the league in passing yards. He was also 5th in touchdowns, and he was also top 10 in QBR. So in the right system, he's proven that he can be a starter in this league. I think his situation will have to be similar to Daniel Jones, to Baker Mayfield, to Sam Darnold, guys that went somewhere else as a backup, got a couple years there, and then finally got an opportunity to start. But with that being said, the most difficult part right now for Tua, and what makes this so complicated for the Dolphins as well, is that 4-year, $212 million contract that he signed back in 2024. Because if the Dolphins release...
Well, they stuck. And that's the thing. It's like... That's why Tua can't go out to the media and saying stuff like that. He gotta watch some Jalen Hurts PR film. Bro, because you make it more of a volatile and toxic environment saying stuff like that. You gotta just understand it's a business. It is what it is. You can't get your feelings involved. You can't get the media ammo.
Him before June 1st, it's going to cost him $99 million, Skip, in dead money. That would be an all-time record. The record right now is Russell Wilson with $85 million a couple years ago with the Broncos.
Yep.
But even if they release him after June 1st, still $99 million, but now it's split. So it'll be $67 million next year and then $31 million the following year. Okay, so releasing him, most likely, but that's going to hurt the Dolphins. So let's try to trade him. Well, if they try to trade him, they're also going to lose $45 million in dead money.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're going to have to find a team that's willing to take over that contract, which I don't think they will. So what do they have to do? Maybe throw in some draft picks, maybe throw in some things to incentivize it. But even then, I still don't think a team's going to want to take that risk. So with that being
So it's like, honestly, like if you're the Dolphins, the fact that you had highs with Tua, I would just ride it out. And at worst, I would just put Tua in a Kirk Cousins situation. I would just make you just this extremely highly paid backup, you know, rather than take that hit, or rather incentivize the team just to take your contract when we still got to take a cap hit. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's just doing it to himself, bro.
said, because of the contract, not because of the player, but because of the contract, I wouldn't trade for him right now. What I would do is wait for the Dolphins. What they're going to have to do is cut him or release him, have the dead money. It's going to take a huge hit to their salary cap, but then a team could sign him afterwards to a new contract, give him an opportunity to come in, be a backup, and then maybe eventually be a starter. But because of that contract right now, I don't think any team's going to want to reach out for a trade.
So you can see him being a starter again in the league?
I think it would have for him to have to be a backup for a couple years, or maybe go to a team that, you know, off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but go to a team to compete for a job. But even then, you know, you're limited with those options. So I think you have to go somewhere, be a backup. I mean, look at Sam. So Sam goes to Carolina, competes, doesn't work. But then he goes to San Fran with Shanahan and kind of revamps his career a little bit. Then he gets a shot in Minnesota. Same thing with Daniel Jones. He goes to Minnesota, learns from O'Connell. Then he gets a shot in Indy. So some of these guys that were first-round picks go somewhere to be a backup behind a starter, learn from some of these top offensive coaches, and then if he goes to the right system, I think he could potentially compete for a starting job.
I definitely wouldn't trade for him.
No, I can't.
I can't bring you in the building and pay you $50 million with that injury history, first of all. You showed you could play. Yeah, you could play. The wins is fine. You showed you could play a little bit. You ain't really
in the right system.
In the right system.
Yeah.
The wins is there, not really there. It's okay. But for the $50 million, he honestly one concussion away from them highly recommending you retire.
I think they did the last.
They did but this one they really gonna be highly like, bro. Now his family gonna be like. Last time his family was like, man, if you want to play, we ride.
That is correct.
This time his family gonna be like, all right, you made this much money, bro. We love you. we want you to see your kids. They gonna be recommending. So I think as a backup, backups make like $8 to $10 million. You know what I'm saying? The good ones. Then he get cut, he'd come in somewhere and be a great backup. I think he'll be a very reliable backup. You know what I'm saying? You know he could play. You know he's gonna study and know the system and produce for a few games for you. But I can't do it, man. These edges too fast. These D coordinators sending crazy blitzes. There's new blitzes popping up every week. You know what I'm saying? So I can't risk $50 million in a guy who's one head slam on that turf away from being done. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good point.
He's just a backup in my eyes, honestly.
I agree with both of you guys, and I don't agree. I agree with not trading for him. I don't think you should trade for him and waste that money. But I do think that he's still a starter in this league, and I think somebody should take a shot at giving him a chance to start for him. It's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league. We see it every week, and he's proven to be at his peak, the best quarterback in the league, right? By his play. By the numbers he did in 2023, right? Passing percentage.
He is capable.
What did he win in 2023, though?
But that goes into the system, into the team, into the head coach.
All right, but let's just talk about Tua. What did he win in 2023?
Oh, they didn't win nothing.
He didn't win shit.
They didn't win nothing.
Okay, well, they ain't proving shit to me.
You got to go around. You got to
he was still 11
and put some of that
but what did
on the head coaches,
They
on the
lost
scheme,
both their playoffs.
on the defense. You know, it a lot go into winning. You know that in this league. But I think Tua, you know, he's better than.
The thing is, yes, it's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league. But you know what teams do to replace bad quarterbacks? Typically, they draft rookies, you know? So, I mean, realistically, do I take on a guy, which he said, I agree, do not trade for him. But do I take on a guy who has this severe injury history? And like Aqib said, he's one concussion away from potentially retiring. Or do I go draft a rookie? I mean, you could take a risk on him, but you know that this is probably not going to work out that long. You know, like the potential of it, and they're probably still going to draft a rookie just for insurance. So I can see him going into a situation where he goes to start, kind of like a Russ situation. He goes to start, and then they draft a rookie to sit behind him, and then they move on from him after that. But we'll see. Taking 0 chances, you got to go. Yeah. Like, again, somebody would sign him just to have a competitive quarterback on the roster, or again, a good backup. But like I said, if I'm the Dolphins, he got to chill out in terms of the ammo he gives to the media. But if I'm the Dolphins, bro, I'm gonna keep him. It costs too much to cut him. Nobody's gonna want that contract. I don't want to pay nobody picks. I don't want to get rid of picks. So, like the Dolphins right now, they need all the picks they can get. So I would just keep him. Let him be a backup. Really, let him be the starter. But we're going to be searching for our future quarterback at the same time. So,
a lot of quarterbacks in this league right now, man. You look at Arizona, you look at Oakland.
He need a win-now team like the Colts. But why would the Colts move on from Daniel Jones after Daniel Jones just did good with them? I like that. That wouldn't make sense to me. I think he's gonna come back next year, and then I wouldn't see a reason to sign Tua.
You look at
Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, Las Vegas. Man.
Oh yeah,
I'm a Bay boy.
Yeah.
They always gonna be Oakland.
Shout out Oakland.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spots. Even Minnesota with the first round pick and J.J. McCarthy. Like, really, you trust him in his future? What they got over there? So Tua is in my opinion better than half the quarterbacks in the NFL. Way better than the backup. At least half.
That's bold.
At least half. And the way he
Tua's better than half the quarterbacks in the league. Nah. It's 32 teams. We can 100% name 16 quarterbacks better than Tua. 100%. No offense to bro. It's just the reality of it.
Plays, his accuracy, his anticipation. You put him in a great system, a good system. You mentioned Sam Darnold.
That team like the Colts in the near future.
Until he got to Minnesota and got with a good team, good offensive coordinator. So give Tua another shot, man. He could be the top of this league at the quarterback position again. I really believe that.
I think Tua could play. I ain't saying he can't play, but hey, that injury history, it's in your backpack, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
go everywhere you go.
It's chasing him.
Yeah, it's
on
there.
his heels.
Yeah.
It's in your backpack, brother. It ain't going nowhere. So,
but man, shoot, everybody injury is right on their heels, man.
but
Joe Burrow's injured.
Look at Herbert. Shit.
But hey,
Banged up every day.
I could.
But Herbert can go out there and play. Her concussions is totally different from some of these other injuries. Herbert got an injury that he's out there playing with. No worries. He's still out there balling.
Fix my wrist. I could fix my toe.
Can't fix your brain.
That
Burrow been hurt.
Untouchable.
He gone. He in the tub. All the top quarterbacks gonna get hurt. That's just the league we in.
But it's the kind of injuries that I'm talking about. That wrist ain't career ending. You know what I'm saying? My toe ain't career
definitely
ending.
season ending.
Yeah.
We season
In my
around
season,
here. Huh?
Yeah.
that concussion is gonna end your life.
Skip, you've been making
I feel
Skip's
you,
been
Lee,
making
for
some
sure.
faces, so I'm excited to hear your
Skip,
opinion.
I know where Skip's going with this.
I love all you guys, but I don't agree with one word I've heard so far. I just
Interesting.
I was on record when he was at Alabama before his draft, when Rex Ryan on ESPN reported that he had had 5 surgeries at Alabama, including concussion problems at Alabama.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about
He
this.
was throwing at Alabama to a track team of Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, and Ruggs
Jalen Waddle.
and Waddle. All those were there when he was there, and it helps make him look better than he is. So what I saw coming out of Alabama was a quarterback who's 6 feet tall, who plays shorter than 6 feet. He's not mobile, and he doesn't have much of an arm. So what's to exactly love about him? Well, Mike McDaniel worked miracles with him. And I got to give you this, because I look at the numbers in 22 and 23, but he was throwing to the best receiver, the most dangerous deep threat, I think, in the history of pro football, even Randy Moss, as great as he was. I mean, Tyreek was at his apex in 22 and 23. And Waddle was a 1,000-yard receiver in 22 and 23. And Tyreek led both years every category. He was the best receiver in football. And Mike McDaniel taught Tua to throw it way before he thought he should throw it, to spots, to anticipate that Tyreek's just faster than anybody who's trying to cover him. And if you throw it to where he's going to be, it'll work. And it worked at a high level. You're not going to win a playoff game, to your point. So they did okay at Buffalo, but then they went to Kansas City in the cold. You got no shot. And then he started to get exposed because the concussions kicked back in 24, and he missed those games. And he probably should have quit for his own good at that point. Yeah. But he and his family agreed, you love playing, let's go. And he got his money. And that's a lot of money. And so this year it got so bad that he threw a career-high 15 interceptions, but 8 times this year he didn't even throw for 200 yards. And in his whole career, he'd only done that 6 times in 3 previous years. So he was so bad that Mike McDaniel, who loved him and believed in him, gave up on him. And I wouldn't want him as my backup quarterback. I don't think he's not Sam Darnold, and he's not Daniel Jones. He's not. Those guys are big, strong, prototypical NFL quarterbacks. Yeah. What's Sam? Is he 6'3" or 4"?
6'3". 6'5".
Daniel Jones is 6'5".
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Daniel Jones 6'5".
Measured at the combine at flat 6 feet, and he plays flat-footed 6 feet. He just looks smaller. He plays little to me. I don't know, and I think he's a really great guy, and I was very surprised that he took that shot that he took. I think he was desperate at that point to deflect some blame off
at his teammates.
Yeah. Okay.
So none of it do you think is the leadership of the Dolphins?
I just don't. They way overpaid him, and I said it at that point. I wasn't on this show yet.
They definitely did.
But I did say no. It's you're going to eat this stuff at some point, and they're going to have to eat a whole lot of money. And again, nothing personal against him, because I do think he's a really good kid, like really good-hearted kid, and I think the team basically likes him. I don't think he's like a commanding leader, but this isn't personal. I just don't think he can play. I don't unless
How many
you give
years
him a
has
Mike
he been in the
McDaniel.
league? How many years has he been in the
8
league?
probably.
6.
No,
6.
yeah.
He has no playoff wins, right?
No.
0?
No.
Like, come on, bro. But what are you talking about? how can he be the best top of the league? What has he shown? Like, bro, a bunch of passing yards.
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. Like, just because you had a good year doesn't make you the best quarterback in the league. Like, you could have the best year, but that doesn't make you the best quarterback. Yeah, I think the Dolphins should ride it out with him, and maybe next year or within the next 2 years, just see where it's at. And I would probably draft a quarterback. I would draft one in the later rounds this year. I would probably draft one early next year. And just keep the QB room competitive and ready, because at any given moment, and God forbid, but at any given moment, bro could have another concussion, and I don't know how it works if a player retires, the cap situation, but I wouldn't willingly cut him and take that dead cap hit, and I'm not paying nobody picks to take that cap hit, so I would just ride it out, honestly, just like the Browns are with Deshaun Watson. Just ride it out. You got an expensive backup. At least you know you got a reliable backup. At the end of the day, you got somebody who has played football at a very high level. You don't have to question it if this guy is going to at least play mediocre, at least, You don't have a situation where, like Max Brosmer, no offense to him, but, rookie come in and throw 4 picks. You don't have to worry about that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. They got Quinn. They need to stay bad. Let's see. Browns are looking for. I'm at 12. Fernando Mendoza. The first pick. Packers Bears previewed. Steelers Texas. Packers Bears. I think they talked about Packers Bears too.
Moving forward, we got to talk about some other quarterback matchups that we have in the play.
Yeah, ops. Who your team? All right, let's talk about the Packers Bears
playoffs. Caleb Williams taking on Jordan Love in a divisional divisional matchup in the wild card round.
This one. I like this
3,942 yards, 27 touchdowns.
Goodness gracious. Jordan Love get paid $55 million. But it's the NFL. 27 TDs, 7 picks, 23 TDs, 6 picks. Could be a good matchup. Head-to-head record is 2-2. Tiebreaker would be a playoff game. Who y'all got?
Down 7 interceptions for Caleb Williams and 3,323 touchdowns, 6 interceptions for Jordan Love. The head-to-head record is 2-2. It's about to get settled in this playoff game. Obviously, the Bears have been extremely hot to close out the season, beat the Packers the last time they saw them. Who do you guys trust more to get it done in this matchup?
Crazy enough, I'm going to say Caleb Williams. I've been convinced over the last 24 hours, in large part by the big man behind the bar. Caleb Williams is a cardiac kid. Like, end of the game, Caleb Williams is clutch. As clutch as they come. I like the Bears running game right now more than I like the Packers running game. For whatever reason, like, Josh Jacobs started off the season crazy. I think he's been dealing with injuries, but like, who's the number one running back with the Packers as of late? Matthew Golden, first-round pick. Thus far, a complete waste because you don't utilize him. So I don't know who the guy's going to be for the Packers. Whereas for the Bears, we know what time it is. We know they're going to try to get DJ Moore the ball, especially lately. We know Caleb Williams in the fourth quarter is going to get busy. And between Monangai and DeAndre Swift, I love that running game. And Ben Johnson in the playoffs, he gets active.
Man, this is tough because Jordan Love is proven. And Caleb isn't. But they obviously played each other, division opponents once each, and they both won on their home field. And so when you look at it from that perspective, you got to go with the Chicago Bears. You got to go with Caleb Williams. You got to go with Micah Parsons not being hurt. How is that being hurt? How is that pass rush going to look? You got to go with the Chicago Bears look like they're going to lose this game, and then here come Caleb Williams creating this magic and making throws and the receivers making catches that are uncommon. And so because of them playing at home, because of what I've seen Caleb Williams do down the stretch in making those plays, Micah Parsons is not going to be there to really put that pressure on Caleb Williams. I would say you have to go with Caleb Williams, and that's kind of odd that I'm saying that considering what Jordan Love has done throughout his career in the playoffs. But I got to go with Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Jordan Love, we have seen, I think, early on, that first game against the Cowboys. I mean, he balls out. Everyone's thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be amazing. They end up getting early up, or they get up early in the first half. I forgot who they're playing. Was it the 49ers or the Lions in that game?
With who?
They got up against the Niners.
It was against the Niners in the NFC Championship, and then they ended up.
Yeah.
Since then, we have not seen the same Jordan Love.
You know what? I call him special because of that Cowboy game. It was his first start, man, and it was
crazy. It was crazy.
And that was like the only one, but it was like, damn, he doing this?
Yeah. After that game, I think everyone was like, man, the Packers did it again. They went from Favre to Rodgers to now another possible Hall of Famer. And since then, we just haven't seen it. Caleb Williams coming into the league, I think everyone was ready to throw him away. I think they were ready last year to just be like, oh, no, this isn't it. Dude paints his nails. He's not going to be able to throw out there and throw football. Dude, he has been unbelievable the second half of the season, and you've seen it. They were relying more on the run game early on. They weren't capable of competing early on in games. Ben Johnson has completely changed the culture there. They're an offensive football team now. The Chicago Bears are. They take the ball away on defense, but the Bears are supposed to be, we run the ball and then we play good defense.
You know what?
It's a completely different identity because of 18.
Is it fair for me to say, you got to stop doing that, Care Bear?
What'd I do?
What'd he do?
Because of 18. Who the hell is 18? His name is Caleb Williams. It's not Caleb. He's not a one-namer, and he's not a jersey number.
No, he's not.
Like, stop doing that,
When
bro.
you say 18,
Iceman, because of Iceman.
Me
Caleb
and Care Bear, TJ, settle this score. I need y'all in the chat. Please answer
Please,
this.
yep. I'm going to put a poll.
Care Bear walked into the studio one day.
Yep.
And he said,
He said, "Is it weird to say what?"
you got to stop doing that, Care Bear.
What I do?
What'd he do?
Because of 18. Who the hell is 18? His name is Caleb Williams. It's not
I
Caleb.
guess.
He's not a one-namer, and he's not a jersey
yeah.
number.
No, he's not.
Like, stop doing that,
When
bro.
you say 18,
Iceman, because of Iceman.
Me
Caleb
and
Williams.
Care Bear, TJ, settle this score. I need y'all in the
Please.
chat. Please answer
Please,
this.
yep. I'm going to put a poll.
Care Bear walked into the studio one day.
Yep.
And he said, hey, y'all see that game Caleb played? I said, Caleb who? He said, Caleb. I said, Caleb who? He said, Caleb. I said, Caleb Williams. He said, Caleb's a one-namer. I said, no, the hell Caleb Williams is not
It
a
absolutely
one-namer.
is.
And he said, do you know any other Calebs? I said, within the context of sport, no, but a one-namer transcends sport.
I know another Caleb.
So with that being said, don't call him 18. He hasn't earned that yet. That's Peyton Manning. Don't
Facts.
call him Caleb. His name is Caleb Williams. Period.
Y'all
I
are
mean,
so
if
nasty.
you're a
man.
sports fan,
Y'all are so nasty.
y'all watch basketball?
Of course.
Yeah.
What's buddy
Yeah.
that played in North Carolina?
Caleb Love.
Exactly. That's when you. That's
Yeah.
what
There's more
That's
popular.
me.
There's
That's me,
Caleb
though, 'cause
McLaughlin, but
I'm a
also
fan
in
of
the
sports.
NFL. We come in here, we talk about football for the
But-
past 4 months. I walk in here and I say, yo, did you see the game that Caleb played?
He's not a one-namer.
Mr.
He's
Cerebral
not a
Glasses Man.
one-namer.
I don't
You
think
should
it's that
know who
deep.
Caleb Williams is.
It's principle.
principle. Yeah, it's a
like,
principle. Come on
Literally
now.
speaking,
It's the
sure,
principality.
Caleb, but like he's not. He hasn't earned the right to be a one-namer.
He on his way, though.
Not like Travis Kelce. Not
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. Caleb.
He on his way.
But he's not
He on his
there
way.
yet.
Nah,
You
he's
see how we
nasty.
called him Jordan Love? We
Yeah.
didn't call him Love.
Hold on.
and we didn't call him
Time
Jordan.
out.
Facts.
What has Kyler Murray done to deserve a one-namer? Because we go in here, oh yeah, like Kyler. You say Kyler, you automatically know what you're talking about.
I call him Kyler Murray.
That's
And Shady-
nasty.
and
Yo,
Shady
you,
calls
but
him
if I
Little
say,
Man.
but if I came
And
in here and I
Shady
said
calls him Little
Kyler,
Man.
if I say, yo, like, do you see that game Kyler had? There's no hesitation as to who I'm talking about.
It's
You just
disrespectful.
couldn't think of a Caleb on the day, and that was my fault.
It's disrespectful to true one now to became. Thank you.
You still know
Caleb.
generational talent, and all he's done is Iceman, baby, why you so
gosh.
cold?
You gonna get a Caleb Williams jersey, too?
Praise the word. Absolutely, I would get a Caleb
my
Williams
God.
jersey. He's cold.
The
What
point
are you
out,
talking
Caleb
about?
is crazy. The point I was trying to make is it crazy for me to say Caleb is more clutch than Jordan Love already? Is that crazy for me to say that?
I don't think that's crazy. I'm gonna let them run a little bit longer.
Because I think he is.
Regular season at this point, he has more
He
comeback
gotta win this
victories than
game.
anyone.
He got to win this game. You're at home. You got to win this game. You got to win. And the Packers, it ain't like they're out, man.
Yeah.
I just like you draft Matthew Golden in the first round. You have Romeo Dobbs. You have Dontavian Wicks. You have Christian Watson. You have Jalen Reed. You don't need Matthew Golden. You got 4 good receivers. You don't have.
Bro, that's the thing right there. Like, no, they did not need Golden, bro. So why draft him if you're not gonna use him? That is so crazy to me.
Have 2. You have 4 good receivers. Like, so then you draft Matthew Golden, who can really play. But he not playing because you got 4 dudes that can really go. Like, that's a waste of a draft pick. That's a waste of a draft pick. But the Packers, they not out of this game. I'm just looking, divisional opponent, each team won in their home field.
That's what I said about what's his name? Loveland. I called him a waste of a draft pick. Not because he's bad, but because they drafted him top 10. Maybe it'll look better down the road, but why are you drafting a tight end top 10 and not treating him like a top 10 receiver? You know what I mean?
In football as a playoff matchup on Saturday night. It is Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago.
Their wide receivers are always hurt. The thing is, though, even when Golden was there, like even when the receivers were hurt, they still wasn't using Golden. Just the reality of it, unfortunately. These teams led the way on the defensive side of the field this season. Opponent turnovers 33, interceptions 23, defensive sacks 68, yards a game, and then points a game. Interesting. You know, are the Bears? Where do the Bears rank in these categories? Because the Bears get turnovers, but statistically, where are they? Are they top 10? Oh my. Are they 23? See that turnover stuff don't do it for me. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They 23 in scoring defense. And in yards, they're 29. Oh my gosh. Interesting. The yards ain't the most important stat, but still, that's wild. Oh, you know what? My bad. Let me go back to, I forgot.
Chicago Bears, and they split their season series with both teams winning at home this year, but this matchup is in Chicago, which was the site of the...
Look at Bears, Packer defense. What do you mean by that? Bears don't get stops, they get turnovers. If they don't force a turnover on that drive, the opponent scores automatically. I can't call that a good defense. You can get picks all day, but if you're giving up yards and you're giving up points, it's too much give and take. Give me the crew who gonna shut it down.
22-16 overtime thriller where Caleb Williams hit DJ Moore for a walk-off touchdown. Crazy game. So these teams are battling. So TJ, I need to know, which quarterback do you trust more on Saturday night in Chicago?
Well, you all know I don't love too much.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't like Love.
I don't love
love, man.
He's ranked way higher than Caleb Williams. Just so
he may be, but this is one thing I've learned from watching Caleb. He's comfortable in chaos. Whenever something breaks down or he needs to make a play scrambling or doing something that requires
Green Bay in 11th in points allowed
atmosphere, he's usually successful. Even the first game, we went over that play in Green Bay. It was 4th down. He had, a couple guys open or not.
And 12th yards.
That was like that play and the Niner play are the two plays where he was unsuccessful in those situations. Even looking to the game that they just played, Detroit at home, coming down 16-0, when they didn't do nothing to expose what they're going to do in the playoffs, almost brought them back in a game that didn't even matter. He's just become reliable. He's just become a very reliable quarterback. And along with that running game and that defense creating turnovers, they're in a better situation overall than the Green Bay Packers. Love coming off an injury, he's concussed. You don't know how he's going to play coming off that concussion, right? Michael Parsons is out. Wyatt's out. Bullard's coming back. Who don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. It's just in Chicago. It's too many things that are going against Green Bay and Love. And in a panic, Love panics. He throws interceptions. And I just don't like him in those situations. And that playoff atmosphere in Chicago is going to be crazy.
Crazy.
Cold, and Love doesn't play good when he's uncomfortable, especially if he's not in the lead.
Yeah, I like Jordan Love, and I think he's a good quarterback, but I'm not big on him like that, like just being honest.
He's not coming back, so I trust Caleb in this.
So TJ's riding with the Bears.
I'm riding with Caleb too.
He's not also all Love. It's LaFleur play calling as well. I think that's the issue as well. And they go hand in hand. You put a good quarterback in a mediocre offense, he's gonna look mediocre. So I'm not saying that offense is mediocre. I think LaFleur is good, but I just don't know if he's good enough, to go all the way.
I'm just gonna stop doubting that man.
There's Love more than Williams.
I've been watching him like, man, he ain't about to do shit. All right, Caleb.
I agree. I've been the same.
Shit. All right, Caleb. Even them losing 2 straight games going into the playoffs, that kind of had me like, man, do I? But shit, you look at those games, them are highly competitive games. Like, even the one that didn't matter, it kind of did matter because Philly could have jumped them if they would have won. So it kind of, luckily, both of them lost.
Yeah.
But I'm done doubting him, and I think his offense all around is just better than the Packers, man. They 10th in passing, 3rd in rushing, 9th in points. They just better, bro. Caleb OC is just better. You know what I'm saying? I trust quarterbacks, but I'm always gonna look and see who the OC is. I'm riding with Ben over my guy in Green Bay. LaFleur, over LaFleur. And then the Packers just losing four straight games, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all lose 4 straight games going into the tournament. I don't trust that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like how that looked, man.
They did sit Love and Willis last week.
But still, just it's the morale.
Yeah.
Like we still sat there and looked at that scoreboard at the end. Oh shit, that's 4 straight. I mean, we know going into these playoffs, we lost 4 straight, man. And Caleb just looked prime, ready to go. As the season go on, I feel like he's getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? And
if it come down to a close game, I'm kind of feeling the Caleb Williams hype. You know, if it come down to a close game, but they got to get the ball last. If you give Jordan Love the ball last, I could trust them to get down there and get a field goal if need be. You know, or if the Packers can get up and get a lead, you know, 2 possession lead, 10 points, you know, anything over 7, obviously. Anything over 8 technically, but which I can kind of trust the Packers to do as well. So it's an iffy game. It's a very iffy game.
he just looked prime, ready to go, man. That game he had against San Fran, shit, he put some shit on tape, bro.
Yeah, he did.
He throwing dots. He showing that magic.
That arm talent, man. His arm talent.
The arm talent is crazy,
that
bro.
L, though.
If they put
Some of
together
those throws.
if they put together like a top 10 throws of the year, Caleb would be on that bitch 6 times.
Yeah, he's at least
Like, you know
averaging.
what I'm saying? He'd be on there 6 times, bro. So
There has been some
The throw to
crazy
Loveland on the
threads.
free play, where he just was rolling right, put his foot on the ground, and just ripped it like 50 on a line.
What about
man, I'm like,
There's-
bro,
there-
hey,
count on one hand, guys, the amount of guys that can do
snap
that.
went between his legs. He didn't panic and pick
bro,
it up
went,
and
pick it
launched
up, just threw it away.
I thought he had an open receiver.
Like, come on, bro. Like, he just looked prime, ready to go,
Hey,
man.
the game winner to DJ, where he just planted and just cut it loose.
Oh, the one against
Then,
Green
and,
Bay.
then, and then he hit him with, I say, hey, see, that's the motherfucker, he ready for the playoffs. He ready to go, bro. He ready for this big game shit.
Confident. He a lot more
I
confident.
think the Bears gonna make a little noise in these playoffs, man.
Ooh.
I ain't believe in it, but it's cold as shit in Chicago. They gonna tote this rock. They gonna take the ball away.
And Caleb is
It's cold in Wisconsin, too. But
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about anybody who pull up. I'm just talking about anybody who pull up to Chicago.
I don't know if you've been to Wisconsin, but wow, it is cold.
Caleb has made a Cleveland a believer, man.
Hey, he
I
turned me
know.
into a believer, man.
Early season
I'm
to
gonna pop
now.
out, like, I'm gonna pop out with some. With
Oh,
some
with
red
the
and
nail
black
paint.
nails.
You said at the beginning of the year,
I'm gonna pop out with some red and black nails.
some French
Nah,
tips?
What's up, Skip?
You
feel me?
did say in the beginning of the year he doesn't have that locker room because of his nail paint.
But when you start balling like that, hey,
Everybody's paying their
everybody
nails.
finna come pay their
But
shit.
you
What's
know,
up?
everybody
you know
in
he
the
got
salon
What's
on
up? We all
Saturday.
rock
Hey,
stars, baby.
you know he got the bag
It
in
wasn't
the
really
stands,
sweet.
too.
It was just the rock star in you, baby. We see it.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm telling you.
All right, Coach, who are you riding with?
So, Jordan Love obviously has the most experience. So my mind initially would go to Jordan Love, but experience doesn't always mean that you trust him more. In his first playoff game, and I'm sure Skip remembers this, he goes to Dallas at Jerry's World, and he drops 48.
It was
on the Cowboys.
27-0 at halftime.
Skip, it was 48-16 in the fourth quarter, and then you guys scored 2 late touchdowns and make it look a little
He
better.
was
but in that
phenomenal.
game, this is his first playoff game. 277 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and a 99.3 QBR, which is one of the highest of all time.
Flawless.
He was balling. Played flawless.
Guess who played for Dallas that day? Micah Parsons.
He did play for
Believe
Dallas.
that? Go ahead.
But he also had a couple turnovers on offense to set up
always
Green
gotta
Bay
sprinkle that
some
in,
field
you know?
position. Yeah, we're talking about
Quarterback.
the offense right now, Skip. But then since then, he's played 2 playoff games. He played San Francisco the following week. Last year, he played the Eagles. And he's lost both of those games.
He did.
Played decent against San Fran, but had a late turnover that ended the game.
He did.
So since that first playoff game, he has 2 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. 3 of those were against Philly last year in the wild card game. So that worries me a little bit about saying I trust the experience that Jordan Love
What
has.
the
I will
heck?
say, though, he's been better this season. I've seen him ascend as a player. He's got 21 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in their wins and their ties. His QBR is second in the NFL right now. He's a big part of their success on the offensive side of the ball. But my biggest question is which Jordan Love shows up? That's my biggest thing. That's where I'm a little bit standoffish on Green Bay, and then you said everything about Caleb, man. He's been playing flawless. Since November, 19 total touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He just keeps making big-time plays.
Better and better.
So I've gone back and forth on this. I hate to say it because Jordan loves my guy, but I think I'm agreeing with Aqib and TJ on this one. I think Caleb at home is going to pull it off, especially against this Green Bay defense that hasn't been the same since Week 15 when Micah got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I think that Caleb Williams and the Bears.
I would definitely love to see the numbers on I'm gonna look into that and see if I can find it. But see if there's a way I could filter the stats on the numbers since Week 15. I would love to see that. I don't think I can do that on this website, but I'm pretty sure I can find a website and see what that Packers defense is looking like. Because I can't do. I can only do the last 3 on here. But I'm really curious, really curious. The Bears defense, I'm not really all in on. I think if you have a good game plan and again you don't turn the ball over, you can work them. But then your defense has to get stops because I mean, as they did against the 49ers, they were able to put up points, so they went shot for shot with them. But be interesting match. I'm gonna try to drop my prediction either tomorrow or Friday. Friday at the latest for sure. Defense wins championships. Yeah. The thing is though, who really has the better defense between these two, you know? Like Packers got a solid defense, but I don't know if I say they have a good defense. Errors just cause turnovers. I don't know who I'm picking yet because the Packers really could have won that game the last time they played. Like really could have. They kind of sold it. It was easily in the bag for them. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm trying to find a website that I can filter some of this stuff. Defensive stats. Like from a week to week scoring defense. Didn't Love and Malik get hurt last time? I'm not sure if it was that game. I'm not 100% sure. Am I the one who's praying the Niners beat the Eagles? Only one. Pretty sure you're not the only one, but I think I want to be able to filter this. It's not impossible. Not impossible. I think the Niners are well coached. I think the Eagles just got more talent. Wherever this is full source, either these ads are tailored towards me or they are just everywhere. Because they're on Over the Cap, they're on ESPN, they're on Pro Football Reference. Because I don't know why I'm seeing this consistently. Yes. Can I do it here? No, I can't filter here. Yes, they allow a filter. You got a clean little layout. Put this. Want to see Chargers be passed, so I see flight break his set. Oh, you think he you think he can do that? All right, look. Use the restroom real quick. Be right back, y'all. I don't know about you, dude, but me and other Chargers fans absolutely loving the matchup. It's gonna be a good game. It really is. Not really. I don't think this is doing it for me. He said African country like on a tour. I think he doing all the Africa. He said, I don't watch streamers I can't interact with. Still drinking 10 bottles a day. Nah, I've been slacking. I'm still drinking water though, but not as much as I need to. I'm not. Did I say I was doing 10? I don't know if I said I was doing 10, but I'm trying to tone it down because I find that like the perfect spot. Like I don't want to over drink because I don't want to like, you know, you can kind of pee out some of the stuff if you over drink too much. So I need to find a perfect spot. I need to get a consistent diet too to kind of balance it out as well. But still drinking my water on the daily. I haven't watched time to watch the Africa tour yet. And I don't know what the heck I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking for, but I don't know what I'm looking at. Personnel Tennessee teams and finder where the numbers just here we go. Week. Oh no, let's see. I go 15-2. Go filters. Cases. Friend. I like going to the gym. Yeah, for sure. I don't go enough. I haven't been in a while. But yeah. I do like going. Botswana. Why is Baltimore playing the Texans every year now? Next year will be the 5th time since week 1, 2023. Maybe it's sales. I don't know. Kind of like the Bills and the Texans playing each other, you know. It's kind of just been a thing, you know. The wire. Hope.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
So the last 4 weeks goes back to it's week 18, so that go back to week 14. Last 4 weeks between the Bears and the Packers. The Bears have allowed less points per game than the Packers by 8.3 points. Yeah. Packers schedule. You're hitting on the Broncos. You don't escape your way to 14 wins. Nah. Y'all earned everything. Y'all earned everything. Just like the Chiefs earned everything last year. You know. They did their thing. They played the Ravens, Vikings, Packers. There. Just keep hating us what I want. You confidently feel like y'all going to the Super Bowl? Just curious. You got to be a crazy bodybuilder if you're doing stuff like that, counting calories. Nah, bro. I think that's essential to just like trying to live a healthy life. Like, I don't think you got to be a bodybuilder or anything, bro. I think that's just like everybody is born different. Like, there's certain foods, even if you have no allergies, there are certain foods that you can eat that somebody else really can't eat because it's going to affect their body differently. So you kind of got to like know or attempt to learn like what is good for your body and what works for your body. But it's a work in progress. Chiefs ain't earned nothing last year. Half their wins came off the refs' bogus calls. I believe we can. Y'all be acting like we the worst team ever and our QB's a bum. I like both. Like I like the Broncos team, but they on the same level as everybody in the AFC playoffs right now. Everybody's on the same level. They're not higher than nobody, in my opinion. I mean, the Steelers, yeah, they're higher than the Steelers. But outside of the Steelers, like, everybody in the AFC playoffs are on the same level besides the Steelers. Steelers are the only team that's beneath everybody. So it's like, it's up in the air. J.K. Dobbins out for the year? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's done. Well, that I know of. Bears played the Lions, Niners, Packers, and the Browns. And they whooped the Browns. Over the last 4? Browns right there. Why does it look like that? I played the Vikings. Raven. Bad old, good old. Oh. Bad old. Oh. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I thought he's coming back for playoffs. JK can come back if we make it to the AFC Championship game. Sean Payne just announced that. Okay. That'd be super good, honestly. RJ good, but 2 is better than 1 for sure. All right. Probably gonna do some editing. Anybody down for a Madden game? If not, no worries. Broncos ain't beating the Texans. We have no run game. It's all been on Bo. It's like I can't really like wholeheartedly believe anybody is gonna beat anybody in the AFC, man. You know, that's just where I'm at. I think about to shower for work. No problem, no problem. That Madden offer up still? Yeah, I'm about that life. You about it, I'm about it. Running real quick. I play you with the Bears. Did you beat me with the Bears? Yeah, Houston got the most winnable. I can't believe we finished 12-5. That's actually crazy. Bo Melton on IR. I don't think y'all gonna miss Bo Melton. Maybe I'm wrong. You dotted me with Caleb. I won, had a game-winning pick with the Steelers. Interesting. Okay. That was a close game. Okay, that's cool. Do it. Caleb at 82 on Madden. Bro, CJ Stroud so trash on Madden, dog. Like, I need to find a new team. I'm gonna look through the teams pretty soon. I need to find a new team because they got him so trash, dog. Like the Rams, but I just like the Texans a little bit more. Like their defense more. 78 superstar. I know it's really crazy. It's crazy. Y'all don't understand how annoying it is to hear Bo is trash every week when he carries our offense. Watch the all 22. When I say is Bo inconsistent, I'd have to watch the film to say that. But from what I do see from him, I think their play calling is worse than Bo. I don't think Bo is as bad as the play calling is. I think the play calling is more inconsistent than Bo. Like, he has bad plays, but everybody has bad plays. But like, I don't feel like he consistently makes bad decisions. Like, I don't think it's like super habitual thing. They do a list of top 5 each positions coming out of college. I'll probably do that in the offseason after I watch all the college players. But that's a dope idea though. I wouldn't mind doing that. Trip, what's your gamer tag? I played you when I was running with the Steelers. The Steelers was cool for a little bit. Aaron Rodgers just overthrow the ball too much. I need to find a new team though. Texans O-line is trash, and CJ can't throw. You don't like my take on Loveland? Loveland top 3 every advanced tight end stats since like week 7. Next year he's gonna be going to the moon, him and Luther. So do you agree that, bro, I mean, it's fine. I think that they shouldn't have drafted him top 10. Like maybe in the future it's gonna pay off, but this year it didn't pay off because how is he top 10? But Harold Fanning got more yards than him. And what's the tight end from the Colts, the rookie? He got more yards than him too. Like they don't use him like a top 10 tight end. It's not that he's bad, he's good, but they don't use him like that. That's the same thing with the Packers drafting Matthew Golden. They don't use him like that. It's like, why did you draft this dude so high if you just gonna, where you at, bro? Did I pass you up? Goodness gracious. My bro was in here the other day. I had to pass you up. There you go. All the EPA stuff, Loveland didn't get involved till week 9. I don't really EPA is all like expected this, estimated that, like that is what it is, In terms of what you actually did, the Bears did not use him to his full potential. They did not use him like a top 10 tight end pick. $713 yards and 6 TDs is good for a rookie. Nah, that's factual. That's factual. No, 100%. That is good for a rookie. That is good. But I mean, I still feel like it was an overdraft. Because if there are other tight ends who had the same production and they got drafted after him, then might have been overdraft. But we gonna the future is gonna determine how that's gonna play out. Watch this all 22. I'm not questioning his talent. They did. I don't know what you watching. He the only rookie tight end since Brock Bowers to have 10 catches in a game. I mean, one game is dope, but like the entire season though. What pick was Brock Bowers? Why didn't he put up Brock Bowers numbers his rookie season? Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a top 10 pick. Brock Bowers got selected 13th. That like if you gonna compare him to Brock Bowers, then he should have put up Brock Bowers numbers for him being drafted 10th overall.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans.
People had other needs than tight end. That's completely understandable. But again, drafting him 10th overall is still OD, knowing that he didn't get used like a Brock Bowers. Catch, Brevin. I need more practice. Like it. Bears had better weapons. His first 7 games, he wasn't getting targeted. That's what I'm saying though. Like if he's like that, and you gonna draft him top 10, then you know. Why not target him? Again, that's not me saying that that's his fault.